Like the blonde wig that I got for the Bust It challenge, it doesn't look like, it looks good now, but I had to finesse it a little bit. Like those roots are just eyeshadow. I had to put the roots in because it looked too like, I look like Draco Malfoy. You know? Like, that's a vibe, I guess, but it wasn't the vibe I was trying to have. So I just took, I took literal eyeshadow.
Oh my God, you should have done the fucking Bust It challenge as Roger Klotz.
Oh my God. Roger got a booty. Oh shit.
Hey, we're here. We're back. For a full episode. We're talking about Sushie. She's going to bust it as a nun, but not just any nun. The nun.
The nun.
The scary nun. Which, I mean, all nuns are kind of scary in a way, so that didn't really describe anything, but...
And then Sam going to do a Freddy Krueger bust it nun. Yeah. Not nun. Bust it.
Bust it nun? Oh my God, Freddy Krueger bust a nun.
Oh my God.
So these are things.
What's happening?
I don't know, but I have so many challenges I have to do now.
So we've been marathoning the Saw franchise.
Yes.
How's that going?
We just finished it last night. All 8 movies.
Was it 8?
What?
Eight.
Okay, 8 movies.
Of them?
Yeah.
I've definitely only seen 3.
8 movies, yeah. I'd only seen 3 up to that point, and then
I literally kept...
Did it ever pick back up, or is it just like a slow decline?
I literally kept saying, I don't think I've seen anything past 4, and then we got to 5, and I was like, oh yeah, I've seen this. And then we got to 6, and I was like, I think I've seen some stuff in here.
Maybe saw clips.
That's what I was thinking. I think it was probably clips.
I honestly think, because I've seen a lot of like behind the scenes stuff on like how they set up the traps and like the special effects and stuff. So it's possible that that was the part I've seen. I would say really solid 1 through 3. Really solid.
Yeah. 4, decent storyline.
4 is good. It's not one of my favorites. It's not necessary, but it does do a good job of like bringing everything together. They could have literally stopped at 4.
Okay. 8 sounds excessive.
They made the final air quotes chapter was also known as Saw 3D, and it's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
You can literally, it's so cheesy. Everything's so cheesy and built up to be cheesy because it's 3D. You know, you can literally tell everything.
Camp.
Yeah, it's super campy.
The Saw, the final chapter, is the 7th chapter in a 9 chapter.
Yeah,
they got a 9th movie coming out.
Yeah.
So I would say
Chris Rock is going to be doing.
Yeah, like I would say.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did Chris Rock come from?
Bro, I don't know.
And
he's too good for that. What is he doing?
I would say Saw 1 through 3 are enjoyable. Saw 4 takes place alongside 3. So I would have, I think
like a different point of view?
Different, yeah. Like two stories running parallel.
Yeah.
So I think they could have.
I like weird twisty turns like that, so maybe I'd like it.
I mean, it's good. I think 4 is good, but I think they could have literally spliced it into one movie. 3 and 4 probably could have been spliced into one movie. 5 was. I mean, I don't really remember much of 5. It's kind of whatever. 6 was, it was okay. Saw 7, which is Saw 3D or the final chapter, was fucking atrocious. And however, it had a good final 5 minutes. And honestly, what they could have done, they could have taken the 5 minutes of the end of that movie and just tacked it on to the previous movie at the very end of that, and it would have been fine. Because everything leading up to that last 5 minutes didn't need to happen. It was all pointless bullshit with characters that don't relate to anyone, and there's nothing related to anything at all.
It was literally, we want to do a 3D movie.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
But then in the 5 minutes,
throwaway characters.
In the last 5 minutes, you go, oh shit. And it was a good last 5 minutes. But like you had to sit through 135 minutes before that, and you're like, what the fuck? What is this? Like,
right.
And then actually after that, because they took the one we just watched, Jigsaw. So that's the 8th one. But that actually was like, they took like a 10-year break between the two movies. And that one was actually not bad. I think it was like they kind of like, I think it was kind of like the whole thing. They realized like, oh my God, we really fucked up with this one over here.
You can see the difference in the production value too.
Yeah. Like,
it was really well put together. It was really good.
It was, yeah. It was definitely, it was
they wanted to like redeem themselves.
Yeah. Like after you watch Saw 3D, which I hate saying to even do it, but it's like if you're watching them all, you should just watch it, especially for that last 5 minutes. Okay. Then you can wash it out of your fucking brain by watching Jigsaw.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. And I kid you not, when you, like Sam said, like with the whole like 3D shit, it's the tackiest stuff ever.
Yeah.
Because it'll literally be like a scene where like, it'll be some really dumb shit where like a guy's like really dramatic things happening and he takes a saw and he turns around and he's going to throw it out the door, right? Well, when he turns around and throws it out the door, now he's turning around and throwing it at the camera. And it's like, cool. Like, and that, you didn't even need to show us that. Or like a really dumb scene of like, oh man, they didn't know how, like what to do with the 3D. So at one point, like a guy's like looking at himself in the mirror and then he like turns left. But when he turns left, now the camera's right on his fucking face and he's just looking at the camera and you're like, I guess that's supposed to be in 3D. What the fuck? They had no idea what the fuck they were doing and why it was even that way.
I hated the era of 3D because I wear glasses. That shit sucks.
Right.
But also that stuff made me so sick. The one and only 3D movie I have ever watched was My Bloody Valentine. And it was fucking terrible. I hated the experience. I don't even remember anything from the movie. I would like to watch it again. But like it was terrible because I felt just fucking sick the whole time.
Yeah.
My TV has 3D capabilities. Like it's a 4K. It came out in the weird time when 4K just started to be a thing, and like there kind of was 3D movies, and they're trying to make it a thing.
Yeah.
So it has 3D capabilities, and the Netflix app that's built into the TV used to have a whole section with 3D stuff and like 4K. Well, it still has 4K stuff, but they used to have the 3D stuff. So I only once just to like try out all the features, like put the glasses on because they're like. They take batteries and stuff. They're like, oh God, they're glasses. It's not like the ones you get from the movie theaters.
Oh, wow.
They're like glasses. But I only used it once and never did it again.
Yeah.
So like I have like my older TV actually has 3D capabilities on it. And so it came with glasses, but they don't have like they don't have like batteries or anything. But there was a couple of games that came out on the PS3, such as when they re-released Shadow of the Colossus. Not like the remake that they did on PS4, but they did an HD version of the original Shadow of the Colossus. For some reason, that actually has a built-in 3D mode, and playing that game in built-in 3D was actually kind of cool. But like that shit was so few and far between. And I think the only time 3D really works was I saw Up in 3D. And I think like an animated movie that's not trying to be like shit in your face, but they can give more depth to the backgrounds. There's wide shots where like, they're spanning over like the South America, like waterfall and all that. Like that shit looks cool because it's built with like, it's not like a 3D camera they shot it with. They're just using like creative artistry with it. And that's tolerable because nothing's like flying at you, whatever the fuck. But the true 3D experience though, was that episode of Jim Carrey. Or not Jim Carrey.
What?
Drew Carey. The episode of Drew Carey.
Drew Carey?
There was an episode of Drew Carey that did a 3D episode.
Really?
They did a 3D
I didn't know that.
Drew Carey had a show. I was legitimately confused by what you just said. The comedy show?
Yeah, Drew Carey. They had an episode, 3D episode in the 90s.
I didn't know that.
And that was with remember with the 3D glasses they used to have the fucking blue and the red lens?
Yeah.
Like they gave those out, I believe, in a TV Guide magazine, and they were like, all right, Drew Carey episode in 3D. But like they also kind of meme on it real hard too, because like it's Drew Carey, so they're like every time they do anything 3D, they're reacting to it. It's fucking stupid, but
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. I have an update on the Scott name. Situation from the Monday minisode. So I ran into my kitchen and I saw my roommate and I was like, hey, when you think of someone named Scott, what kind of haircut do they have?
Okay.
And she went, oh, a mushroom bowl cut with the middle part and a bad undercut.
Right?
Yep. She was like, yeah, duh. And I was like, yeah. Yeah,
I'm going to go dig out my old yearbooks. I'm going to look up every Scott in them, and I bet you they got fucking...
Oh, my God.
I bet you they got some...
She described it. She was like the middle part, the bad mushroom bowl cut thing, and a shitty undercut. That's a Scott haircut.
Yep. And you know what sport they played in school? They played
lacrosse.
They played, I was going to say soccer.
Oh, okay.
It was the 90s, so big green, and we had to.
Oh, that's right. We pretended to like soccer in the 90s.
Yeah,
I remember that.
we did.
Yeah, we did.
Well, shall we get into our stories here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who wants to start us off with? I got a dog one.
You got a dog one?
You guys hear one?
I like dogs.
I want to hear about puppies.
Okay. And I feel like this is something we can all pseudo-relate to.
Okay.
This is will I be the asshole if I reported my neighbor's dog barking?
Okay.
Okay, Reddit. I have two German Shepherd dogs. The property which backs directly into mine has two large, high-energy breed dogs. These dogs, one in particular, bark for quite literally hours and hours on end. It's the worst during the afternoon when it literally goes on from about 4 to 4:30 until at least 6:30 to 7 p.m. In that time, the dog will take a break for around a minute max, and then keep going for another 10 to 15. He puts his face right up to the fence to see through and barks at me, my dogs, or my son whenever we use the backyard. Even if we aren't outside, they will start barking for hours and hours, day and night, for the past 12 months. For about 6 months, that's a long time.
Yeah, that's a lot.
For about 6 months ago, one pushed the bottom half of a plank of the fence out and tried to get into our yard. My younger dog ran at the fence to chase it out and ended up cracking the rest of the plank and the support on the fence. The owners tried to argue against us paying for their half of the damages and blamed it all on us, which I think is interesting because a lot of times when, from my knowledge anyway, anytime people put up a fence, it's usually whoever put up the fence is the one that's in charge of paying for the fence. From what
if your dog fucking broke it.
I would say that, the fence owner. Why would you want me to? You put that shit up. That's your shit now.
Not if your dog broke my fence.
Well, I guess.
Okay. Then.
Yeah, I guess it depends, but we don't know whose fence it is either. That's the thing. Even if we sent our landlord videos of their dog being the aggressor. Oh, actually, so I skipped a part. The owner tried to argue against us paying for their half of the damages and blamed it all on us. Even after we sent the landlord videos of their dog being the aggressor. Okay, so they must rent this place.
Okay,
is my guess if they've got a landlord.
Yeah.
Then isn't it just the landlord's responsibility?
You would think, huh?
Why we haven't? Okay.
Then they tried to say it was our fault because we cut down a tree which was blocking the fence before. There wasn't one there, and that's why their dog was now barking. They ended up changing their argument to wear and tear to make our landlords pay for a new fence. I know they're aware of their dogs barking all day already because it came up during discussions with their landlord, and we can see that they're home because the lights in their house go on and off during it. I work really hard to keep my dogs entertained. I exercise them for an hour each day, plus they get about a half hour of tracking or obedience training and treats to keep them entertained during the day, like a bone or a stuffed frozen log hidden in the backyard. I don't know why I found that so funny. I don't think the dogs even get walked, as they're always in the backyard and they just wander about barking for no reason. I've tried spraying eucalyptus and vinegar along the fence line, obscuring the spot where they usually stand or bark. I honestly don't know what to do anymore. I recently took an exam online for uni, and even my marker could hear the dogs barking incessantly in the background. She emailed me about it afterwards. Well, that's not her business, but whatever.
Right.
You're fucking. You're from home. You're doing shit from home. Fuck off, uni.
Yeah.
I'm angry that my neighbors could be so inconsiderate to the rest of the neighborhood, but I'm mostly furious because I suspect the dogs are cooped up in the backyard all day with zero stimulation. That's not why you're furious.
Yeah, no, you're furious because it's annoying you.
Yeah, dogs don't bark all day for no reason. It is not normal dog behavior, especially seeing as it's been going on for 12 months. It's cruel, and I want to report them to our local council. I don't know if I'm just being rash. Will I be the asshole if I reported them? So, the reason I said that whole thing is like you're not angry about that is because you can't write a whole post about like your complaint with this dog and then be like, but I'm really worried about their health and not getting exercise. That's not the reason for your post. Your reason for the post is that they're loud and annoying. Like you're trying to pad it to make it seem like you're less of an asshole right now.
It's manipulative. Yeah. I agree.
So just get your point out there. You don't need to pad it. You ask the question and whatever.
Like, this is something that's annoying you. It is what it is. You wrote the post. Like no need to like
soften the
like
blow.
Virtue signal.
Yeah.
But Sarah McLachlan wouldn't approve of this. It's like, okay. You're just upset because it's annoying.
Yeah, that's the thing. When people have dogs that bark consistently like that, they're totally aware of this. They're totally aware of it. They're not fucking deaf. They can hear it too. They know that their dogs are barking. They just don't care about the other people.
Right.
They don't care about their neighbors. They do not give a fuck. We have neighbors who are like that. Luckily for us, the people around us, they don't really have dogs that bark consistently. And I mean, our neighbor has a husky too, and you can hear the woo woo every once in a while, but it's not enough that we would be like, oh my God, shut that thing up, you know?
I feel like bigger dogs usually don't bark incessantly. I mean, I'm sure some do, but like for the most part, bigger dogs, I think they feel the bass in their tone.
Yeah. Every time I've been around, like, because growing up, like at my dad's house, we had like bigger dogs. At my mom's house, we had littler dogs. The littler dogs always barked way more.
It's always the little dogs. But I feel like a dog that's like, they get their point across and they're like, I said what I said.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's a weird situation because, so like it's even weirder because this is a house scenario.
Where they have a yard.
They have yards and stuff. Like if it was, if you were at an apartment complex, I'd be like, report them. Just fucking figure some shit out.
Yeah, but this is a house.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, they both sound like they're renting the houses too, because they had landlords or whatever. I kind of just feel like it's a no-win scenario because what's really going to happen? You know, like it's a house, they're in the yard.
Even if you report the dog, it's not CPS. They're going to be like, okay, the dog is
outside
fed.
And it's barking. Yeah.
The dog is outside.
So here's the problem. If they report with a noise complaint, they could get cops out there and they could potentially do something. The problem is if they take the dogs, they'll be labeled as problem animals and could possibly put down. So
and if the cops come, they could literally just be killed because or that. What I would do if you really truly think that these dogs are not being well taken care of, you could report them for neglect.
At least that way the dogs would be taken care of better because they'd be neglected instead of labeled problem animals.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Even if they're in a house, I don't give a fuck. I would call their landlord and be like, look, this is a fucking problem. This is a problem. Their dogs bark constantly. Everybody's fucking home. Everybody's doing things from home. People have job interviews to fucking go to.
Yeah.
People have important meetings they need to attend. And it's okay every once in a while to be like, oh, okay, totally get it. Your dog's barking in the background. Got it. But when you have to go on Zoom or you have to go into these meetings or you have things to do, and somebody else's dog is consistently making noises, that's a fucking problem. It's a problem.
Very annoying.
People cannot work like that. On top of all the other stressors, now you have the dog in the background who won't stop barking. That's a problem.
Yeah, and the thing is,
they're not getting enough attention.
Yeah, like that's the thing too is, I know there are some people like I've met people who have dogs that like they're literally almost always outdoor dogs. They're always out in the backyard and the dogs are totally fine. They're just outdoor dogs, and I've seen that. They'll come in and sleep, obviously, but like for the most part, they just hang out in the backyards and shit. And I don't really necessarily think there's anything wrong with that if you're not punishing the dog or the dog has a way to come back in if they want to. Because like the whole like, oh, they're not getting any exercise. Well, they're getting exercise because they're running around the backyard. They're getting plenty of exercise. They're just probably not getting like. They're not getting. They might walks their neighborhood.
They're not getting like mental stimulation, which just sounds like what it really is.
Exactly. Yeah, they're not getting that mental stimulation, but like. There is definitely things that can be done about barking dogs. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. About barking dogs that doesn't involve like getting a bunch of legal bullshit. But again, like I agree with what Sam was saying. If you're going to do anything, it needs to be not for noise complaints, but for neglect. Because obviously we don't know these neighbors. We don't know anything about them or if they're actually bad people or not, or if they're just fucking
I tell you what, here's the other problem here. So they're renting, right? And maybe the landlord said, yeah, it's okay if you get dogs. But if the landlord keeps getting fucking complaints about the fucking dogs, guess
there's going to be no pet policy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Now the problem there is it sounds like with these bad neighbors, what they would do is they would do something stupid with the dogs, right? Instead of actually looking for a caring home or figuring out another solution. So that's another problem.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that think that because you have a house, you don't need to like walk and exercise your dogs.
Yeah, no, you still got to take them.
Need to take care of them.
Yeah, they need mental stimulation. They need to be able to. They need to smell things that aren't just fucking their own yard.
They need to smell.
Yeah,
they need to get the smells. Yeah. All the smells.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't. So in the question of asshole, I would say not the asshole. I don't think they're an asshole.
No.
And Reddit seems to agree pretty wholeheartedly that they're not the asshole, too.
I don't think they would be the asshole for looking for a solution to this problem, especially since it seems like these neighbors have been a problem anyway from other things.
Yeah.
They just sound like obnoxious, like not self-aware neighbors, Like, we all have had them at one point in our lives. Or have been them, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, my turn.
Yep, get it.
Am I the asshole for refusing my boyfriend's help in a mobile game? My 27 female boyfriend, 28 male, and I are Pokemon Go players. We actually met through the game over 2 years ago.
Did you write this post? Don't lie, Sam. Did you write this post?
No. No, and you'll find out why later.
Okay.
I am more of an active and passionate player, while he is more casual and plays more for the social aspect of the game than for the game itself. We have an active and friendly community in our area. My boyfriend does a lot of things in the game to help me. You don't need a partner to play, but having one offers some advantages. Also, sometimes he would play for me when I couldn't. Back in summer 2019, there was an event in-game, and my boyfriend, who was not yet my boyfriend at the time, offered to catch some Pokemon, Magikarps, for me to trade to complete a medal. I agreed, but as the event was going, decided to try to complete the medal by myself as a personal challenge. I told him that when I saw him the next time. He wasn't very happy. He looked sad and a little offended. I don't remember all the details now because it was a long time ago, but at the end, I didn't manage to complete the medal by myself, and he was pleased to help me. I thanked him for that, and at that moment, I would never have thought that he was still upset or anything. We were very friendly with each other. In the period between that event and now, we mentioned this case a few times with him reminding me how I refused his help, but I always assumed he was teasing me. Fast forward to yesterday, he suggested to trade. I agreed and said I could take his Magikarps. Upon that, he replied, I won't give them to you. And after 1 minute of trading other Pokemon, he said, I am fed up. I want to stop. And then, you should not have mentioned the carps. It is sad. I asked him for a better explanation. Apparently, by refusing his help back in 2019, I disrespected his efforts to help me. I had agreed to trade with him, and he had spent half a day cycling around and catching those carps for me. But when he got back to me, I refused to take them, and by his words, I did so, quote, in a cold manner. I told him I cannot understand this reaction, and he wrote, quote, go to hell to the not understanding land.
What? What does that even mean?
He further added that if I had reacted more warmly, he would have forgotten all about it a long time ago. But by having so unconcernedly whenever this subject came back, I made the topic very sensitive for him. He also wrote that I could have warned him in advance about not needing those carps anymore and that I felt no discomfort or embarrassment when he returned with them. I felt angry over that. To me, it seems insignificant. I feel he is vengeful. It happened over a year ago and a year and a half ago, and we got together as a couple since then. It all seems weird and such a random trigger to have. I have slept on it and still feel upset. I recognize that I may have been selfish, and I'm ready to consider the case from his point of view, but need some help in that. So Reddit, could you offer me your wisdom? Am I the ass here? Am I the asshole here, and why?
I mean, he offered, and like he chose to take on that emotional and physical labor. So how can you be like, oh God, I hate it here.
I guess I can see it from his point of view because he was like, hey, I could go out and do those things for you. And she was like, yeah, do that. And then he went out and fucking got all those goddamn Magikarps because those things are bastards to catch. And then came back and she was like, no, I don't want them because I want to do this myself. And he was like, what the fuck?
Yes, but I guarantee that in the same vein, say she did take it, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I guarantee because he's butthurt that she didn't take it, he would still hold that shit over her head regardless. Mm. Oh, remember that time I got those Magikarp? Like, I don't know anything about this game. I'm going to full disclosure, right? Yeah. And I don't know anything about Pokemon, but again, full disclosure. But from what I'm hearing, either way, he would have been salty. Like, if she did something later and she did take it, he'd be like, well, remember that time I rode around town and I got all these fucking Pokemons for you? Fuck this dude.
She says that, but she's got a Garchomp tattoo.
God.
Right on my butt. I don't know what character that is, but
So Reddit, for the most part, said everyone sucks here. He sucks for holding the grudge so long, which I'll agree with because, like, dude, it's been 2 years and it's fucking Magikarp. But also, she sucks because she did change the agreement after he fucking like went out and did some shit, and it's like, bruh, don't like change your mind.
And also it's like with a game like Pokemon Go, it's not like, oh, he was just like, she said this and like they're sitting on the couch or whatever. You have to fucking walk around. You have to, or bike. He spiked her out. You have to go out and do physical fucking work and move around. And like, who knows if it was hot or whatever, cold or the fuck. Who gives a shit at that point? But regardless, you let this man just go wander around when you could have just been like, you know what? And he had a phone with him, so he could have been like, text him and be like, hey, maybe just come back. It's cool. Let's just fucking spend the day together and not.
I wonder why she changed her mind. Like, why would she tell him yes and then? Yeah, I wish I had more information.
The thing too is that she already said that he's more casual about it and she's more of the passionate player, right? So that's cool and everything. But like, he could have spent his casual ass time doing other things during the event. And then like came back and been like, hey, how's everything going? And she was like, well, I'll take those carps now.
How about them carps?
Yeah, so I would agree with you. Everyone sucks here, mainly because like the whole like changing the deal thing. I do think it's kind of stupid. But there's also like the whole like with her being like, hey, you know, I don't understand, and him going, go to hell to not understanding land. Like, one, I don't even.
That's funny.
Maybe that should be the name of this episode, by the way. Not understanding land. Can we get that
on a t-shirt? Go to hell to not understanding land.
We're on it.
I would need it on a t-shirt, thanks.
And I love it because not understanding land is all one word, by the way. So.
Yeah.
But
I love the internet and I hate it here.
There's something about like her trying to get more information and him just being so standoffish. Like, go to hell, you know? I'm like, but maybe she literally doesn't know, dude. So like,
right.
The holding the grudge for that long, but like at the same time, the whole like it seems like I wonder if like she kind of jokingly said the thing about Magikarps for like this whole year going on. It kind of sounds like she did, and if that's the case, it probably started getting to him because like it can be one of those things like at first maybe he didn't really give a shit as much, but then like as she keeps bringing it up,
she's like
it's just kind of
poking,
kind of poking the bear sort of thing. And then by the fucking end of it, he's like, oh, what? Okay, shut the fuck up with this. Like,
I'll be taking those carps now.
Yeah, like I can. So.
That's pretty funny.
I would say everyone sucks here. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I just don't know enough about Pokemon to really have.
You're gonna learn today.
We're gonna learn. Oh God.
All right. 1996.
Oh no. God.
We're going for the full.
No, we're not.
Oh, we're starting from the beginning?
I have a quick.
It started in 1996.
Yeah. I have a quick Pokemon story for you.
Okay.
I originally got into the series when it was something intrigued me about it. When there was I saw the cartoon airing because I was 12 when I got those games.
Okay.
And so, I believe I was like 12. I forget. I think it was 96. It might have been 94. Anyway, I was 12 when I got the games. But I remember seeing a cartoon, and there was an episode where like the main characters, they encounter this other trainer who's undefeated, who's never like lost anything, and his name is AJ. But he also had this terrible like Southern accent. I mean, like at one point, like, cause he had a Sandshrew, right? So he's always like, "Go on, Sandshrew!" Like he talks like it's so gross. But I remember thinking like,
wow.
He goes on, and by the end of the episode, he's still undefeated. He's never lost, right? And I remember thinking like, "Oh man, that's me. Like I'm the best." So like I got into this fucking. I
wish I could meet AJ as a child.
I had a very vivid imagination.
I'm very
I really
lucky.
wish I could fucking been like, wow.
I had a very vivid imagination. So yeah, that episode of Pokemon is what got me into the series. If anybody knows about that character, AJ, with the Sandshrew, his Sandshrew could swim, all right? Which is a big deal because Sandshrew is weak to water type because he's ground type, all right? It's a whole thing. All right,
I fell asleep. I'm sorry.
Is Pokemon like nerd astrology?
Maybe.
Because all I hear is like water types, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I also don't understand astrology either. To be fair, I just hear the same thing.
It's just weaknesses. It's rock paper scissors basically, but with like as opposed to 3 things, it's like 20 things.
And here I am just learning that I'm a Scorpio rising.
How does that translate to Pokemon?
I don't know.
Okay, so
I'm sure there's a connection.
So let me put this into a term you can understand with your
my little
brain.
woman brain.
So you know how when you activate VATS.
Yeah, you have to speak Fallout to me. That's the only way I'll understand. That's literally it.
And if you aim for the head, you do more damage, but you can aim anywhere else. And it's like, okay, the limbs are going to do less damage, and the body is going to do like neutral damage, right? So like that's how the elements work in Pokemon. You know, if they're weak to it, it's like a headshot. If they're not weak to it, it's like shooting them in the arm. And if it's like if it's just whatever, if it's like the same thing, it'll be shooting them in the chest. So think about it in.
Okay.
I think I fell asleep again.
Okay, so week 2 means headshots. Got it.
Yes.
Heard.
Got it. VAT. Just think about it in VATs.
VATS.
Just
everything about life
Pokemon,
I just had to take down to Fallout.
Break it into Fallout. Break it into Fallout form.
Mm-hmm. All right, you having a stroke?
I was trying to say VATS and Fallout at the same time. It just came Fallout.
I love Fallout. It's my favorite game.
So yeah, anytime you have questions about life, I'll do my best to like analogize it. That's a word now.
In terms of like stim packs
and like
no, like make it an analogy.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna start like making analogies based off of Fallout.
Done.
And
I
for
just
you,
feel like
I'll
everyone
do it based
should
off of
speak to
Dark
me
Souls.
like that. It's the only way I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll analyze things for you.
So what's the Mentats version of Pokemon? Like what's the equivalent to Mentats?
Mentats does that raise your charisma? I'm trying to remember.
Your perception?
Perception, my bad. Okay. So that would be
man with Fallout tattoo.
Yeah, man with Fallout tattoo.
Wow.
Men tat is for the shooties.
Well, you got to remember, when I play Fallout, I do barehanded. I punch everything.
Punches
I'm
everything.
AJ. I do a no power armor, naked, fucking no camera.
I punch everything.
Me, AJ, me gotta punch with my fist.
I use a
I'm a big
fucking
man.
night baton that I found in a fucking.
I
whatever.
gotta run around naked and punch shit. I'm the naked jogger.
I found a legendary fucking switchblade.
Because it raises your perception, the equivalent of Pokemon would either be the X accuracy item, which is a temporary item just like Mentats that raises your accuracy for a battle, or you could technically say it's the dire hit, which makes it so like it changes your critical hit ratio, which I realize that's not the same for perception, but it means that because perception's got that weird thing of like not being found and all that shit. So I would put it more towards X accuracy though, as the Mentats. So
I absolutely hate that I asked you.
Can we just do a whole podcast episode where we talk about like video games and correlating to each other?
I'm actually mad at myself for choosing this topic now. And you want to know why I'm mad? Because it took you fucking 2 months to fucking send me those stupid ass Pikachus and Magikarp that I needed so that I could complete my medal. And then you
why weren't you like this guy, AJ?
Yo.
Why weren't you on your bike riding around Oregon?
He was like, all right, I'm going to keep all these so I can trade them with you. And then he threw them away.
I kept saying we need to make a trade. We need to make a trade, and she's like, "I'm not right now. I'm playing Final Fantasy 14." You know, like so. I kept trying to make the trades, right? But it got to the point. It'd been so long that my fucking Pokemon storage got full, so I dumped their ass in the fucking garbage can. I was like, "Listen, I don't have storage space. I got the storage space. All right." So I gave her what I could give her. But I don't got the storage space to hold out for you to do the lucky trade that we needed to do, and now we're already lucky again.
You remember this day 2 years from now.
We got a lucky trade. We got to do the lucky trade again. All right. You're up.
Oh God, how do I follow that up?
I don't know. I'm ready for it though.
Am I the asshole for not returning my neighbor's package after repeatedly telling her to fix the address?
Oh no.
I don't know, right? This happened over a year ago. The first time it happened, I realized that my neighbor had put her apartment number on the mailing address instead of hers. Oh, I can't read. I'm sorry. My apartment number instead of hers.
Okay.
I wrote a note with my phone number, slipped it under her door, and let her know that I would hold on to it until I could hand it off to her. When I would just put it, I don't give a fuck. Just put it in front of the door. I don't care if someone stole it.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally, I don't care. Like you chose that. That's up to you. I'm being nice.
You picked up someone else's mail. You didn't need to. Just fucking kick it over with your foot.
Yeah. Like, I don't care if you received it. You put the wrong address. Like, you had to write that in. But whatever. I don't know. People are nicer than me, apparently. When she picked it up, she was super apologetic and kind. Apparently, her mailbox was broken, so she put my address instead so that it would be safely received. No.
You don't know me, bitch!
You don't know me. Run that by me first.
Yeah,
like, I'm not your friend.
Run it by me.
Looks like I got new packages.
Yeah, sounds like I'm keeping whatever you got then. Especially if you told them and they're continuing to do it. So I was polite, but kind of annoyed because it was a hassle to arrange a time where we would both be in the apartment. I wouldn't fucking arrange anything.
Right?
I would kick the package over to their door if I felt like it.
How is this a problem?
Or keep it.
Yeah.
How is this someone's problem?
I don't know. Also, she didn't ask for my permission beforehand. We'd never met before. Oh my God, this is just weird. I asked her to follow up with the landlord and she agreed and told me it wouldn't happen again. We grabbed lunch that week and she tells me she's doing some luxury resale business. She's been investing in a lot of expensive goods and then she plans to ship to her place. Cool. Long story short, she never fixes the address. Multiple times I receive her package, which I assume are really expensive items due to her careful packaging. I always reach out to her first. I hate having to arrange a time that works for both of us. And on top of that, I hate the liability responsibility of holding on to expensive luxury stuff that isn't mine. Yeah, you kick it, you punt it down the hall. That's not your fucking problem. I would yeet it like a fucking football.
I would literally put a return to sender.
Ooh, that's a good one.
This person does not live here.
Yeah. Or I would just be an asshole and keep it. I would at least open it up and be like, it's on my address.
Right?
And if it was lame, I would tape it back and then put it in the... Like, I don't want this. It's fine.
Wrong address.
So long story short, she never fixes the address. Multiple times I receive her packages, which I assume are really expensive. I read that already, didn't I? Okay. So every time she tells me some excuse. Oh, the landlord hasn't fixed it yet. Sorry. If I need a fix, it's done within a few weeks. I get super annoyed. Honestly, I'm still polite, but I'm stern. And I tell her I don't feel comfortable with her shipping stuff to my address, which is totally reasonable. This goes on for months. Packages come maybe one time a month. One day, I just have enough and decide to not text her when I receive a package. I still hold on to it and just wait for her to text me and ask where it is. She never does. A year goes by, and I have a few boxes.
That's a big time jump.
Bro, how do you... I don't know. Like, I order a lot of stuff, and sometimes stuff slips my mind, and it comes in the mail. I'm like, oh, I forgot I ordered something. But for the most part, I remember that I ordered stuff. I don't know.
I'm consistently checking shit.
I have the spidey sense that something's coming. I don't know. So a year goes by. I have a few boxes clearly addressed to her, but my apartment address that she has never claimed. I'm traveling for work when COVID hits, and I just never come back. Okay. I left my old life behind.
Yeah.
I ended up moving out remotely. I had to get movers. And so there really was a simple way to give the stuff back to her, but I also didn't really care enough to give the effort. My roommate asked what to do with the stuff, and I tell him he can have it. It's a bunch of expensive jewelry. How does someone just forget? It's probably fake. A month later, she texts me about something, so I know her phone still works. I kind of feel bad still because it clearly wasn't mine and expensive stuff. But damn, am I the asshole? I say no. I say fucking... You snooze, you lose. That's it. That's all I got. Like, why did you put my address?
This is literally one of those situations where, like, oh, man, if you weren't such a dumbass and had just fixed your shit and stopped doing this one fucking thing, you wouldn't have lost your shit.
But the weird part is she didn't follow up the text message with, hey, did you get any of my packages?
Yeah.
The last correspondence that they had nothing to do with packages. So she doesn't even, really care.
Fuck her.
Who gives a shit? I mean, that's just... Stop sending shit to my house. I'm going to start keeping it. The end.
Yeah.
I'm way... the first couple that come to my house, I'm fucking yeeting back over to your place.
Yeah.
But after that, I'm keeping your shit. I don't give a fuck.
There's an interesting comment. It says, not the asshole. It sounds like she's running some sort of credit card scam and just assuming that their packages aren't getting through in the scam. She puts your address on them because she doesn't want them to know her address. Nobody forgets about expensive packages they order. And then someone commented, that is a possibility. And then another comment says, or smuggled goods, which is a really solid point.
So,
because...
Yeah,
why?
I was literally gonna say something to the effect of, like, you know, if her name is on it, but she's putting down your address, like, she technically now has a piece of mail at your address, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you can do so much with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's weird that with all the information that we got from the OP, like, the fact that when they put in a complaint to the landlord, it's fixed within a week or so.
She didn't say anything.
This has been going on for more than a year. It just sounds shady, you know?
Yeah.
And again, like, when do you forget, especially an expensive package? Like, please, especially if you're trying to run a business.
Several.
That's inventory.
Yeah. But she's also forgotten several packages. It's okay, you know, okay, you forgot one package, blah, 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 whatever the fuck. Mm-hmm. You forgot several? Come on.
Which makes me feel like
something shady
weird's
going on with her Fuck her. I would literally not think I've moved. I don't give a fuck about you.
For real. Yeah, like stop fucking
Don't text me again.
If we're neighbors, don't even talk to me.
Don't talk to me, don't look at me. Honestly, after I probably would have done what the OP did in the beginning, leave a little note, say, hey, this is mislabeled, blah, blah, blah. But I, under no circumstances, am I setting up a time to hand off packages. If I felt nice that day, which I usually am not, I would put the package by their door and just call it a day and be like, I did my part.
Yeah.
After that, if it keeps happening, I'm literally keeping the packages. That's on you.
Yeah. It's
keeping them. I don't give a fuck.
I don't understand how people...
The first red flag here was literally her saying, oh, I put down your address because I knew the packages would be safe. We're literally meeting for the first time. I didn't know you existed until your packages started coming here. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Like, who are you, lady?
Yeah.
That was the first red flag.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Or like, you know, maybe send it to a friend or someone that lives nearby. Like, why are you using my address? I don't know you. That is weird. That is weirdo behavior.
The first time, maybe. Second time,
maybe.
Kicking it back down the hall. Third time, that shit's going back to center. This is the wrong address. This shit doesn't live here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing this
I'm keeping it forever.
I'm keeping it. I'm just keeping it. It says my address on it. Sorry. Guess you shouldn't have done that.
Fucking hell.
That's what happens. It'd be like that.
Oh, where'd my package go? I don't know. Maybe have it sent to your address. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe you should use your own address.
Yeah,
why is your address so unsafe to send to? That's what? That doesn't make any
sense. Yeah. Well,
my mailbox is broke.
My mailbox.
Speaking of not making sense, how deceptive are you feeling today?
Pretty deceptive.
But
funny.
How are those layers of deception?
The layers of deception. Hi, guys. So we'd like to introduce Layers of Deception, where I try to fool mostly AJ. Sam usually picks up what I'm putting down.
Wow. I have more faith in humanity, all right?
That is not true at all.
It's my segment where I try to confuse AJ, and it usually works. I find a headline, and we have to decide if it's from the satire website called The Onion, where they make funny comedy articles that aren't real, or if it's a real article that exists out on the internet. And that's what we do here. Okay, so here is the headline. Hell Pizza teams up with adult toy store to include vibrators with pizza in Valentine's Day promotion.
Real.
Definitely real.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm basing this off the fact that, like, being around here at one point, a thing called Boober Eats existed. So I'm like,
That's true. So I like to title this one. It's not delivery. It's DiPorno. I came up with that.
Oh.
It's not delivery. It's DiPorno. Okay.
I literally thought you were going to say it's not delivery. It's dick. Like
it's dick. Talk about dial-a-dick. Wow. Hell Pizza teams up with adult toy store to include vibrators with pizza in Valentine's Day promotion. This is from newshub.co/NZ, which I guess is New Zealand. I'm going to assume. I don't know. If you're staring down the barrel of a lonely Valentine's Day this week, perhaps only accompanied by your cat. Wait, that's rude.
That's hella rude.
That's rude.
Don't bring my cat into this.
Leave my cat out of this and my giant pizza, okay? It's
my giant dick. Leave my giant dick out of this.
That's right. We have news that's bound to perk you right up. Fast food outlet Hell Pizza has joined forces with Kiwi Sex Shop, adult toy mega store. How mega is it?
Mega.
To give away a free mini bullet vibrator. Oh, those suck. With every pizza sold this weekend. It combines two of a singleton's best vices. A whole pizza to themselves and, well, you get the picture. With people spending more time at home, the campaign is intended to be a fun and lighthearted, strictly adults-only way to celebrate the modern day of love. A statement from ATMS reads, the campaign is strictly R18? Does that mean like age 18? Maybe probably, they grade their things differently. With adults needing to verify their age before opting in to receive the bullet toy when ordering a pizza online. But it's unclear exactly what constitutes verifying, presumably the same option offered to customers before they buy alcohol online. Using targeted digital marketing, Hell Pizza has been able to carefully select media channels and target adults to minimize any risk of the R18 campaign reaching minors, the statement adds. During last year's lockdowns, they have it in their past. It's our current. Oh,
right, because they've been good since June.
This could be us, but we play in. That sucks. During last year's lockdowns, the online sex toy retailer reported sales went through the roof, tripling in New Zealand, Australia, and the UK. We're in a new era for adult toys, says owner Nicola Ralph. I've been in this business for more than a decade, and I've never seen a time where people are so open about their sex lives and excited to try new things. Recent results from rival toy company Love Honey echo the same sentiments. A survey of its 17,000 Instagram followers found that pleasure air technology is increasing in popularity, and the classic rabbit is having a comeback. Those keen on the Hell ATMS promotion will have to get in quick with stock limited to only 4,500 vibrators nationwide. It's not the first time the takeaway outlet has used a controversial promotion method. Back in 2006, the Advertising Standards Authority said today it has been inundated with complaints when the pizza company has included condoms in a mail-out promoted its Lust Pizza. Why? Safe sex is best sex. Then in 2012, a Wellington couple were outraged after their 9-year-old son was given a pen shaped like a blood-filled syringe as part of a promotion.
That's a little weird.
That's weird.
That was a little weird.
We draw the line at gore, me and AJ. We're like, safe sex is great, but don't you dare.
Well, I was going to ask, like, if they send these vibrators out, like, what are they doing for the men? But then I just assume they probably send, like, a hoagie or a fucking calzone or something.
A pizza.
Yeah, just fuck this pizza.
Fuck the pizza.
So from what I'm reading, they sent out 100,000 condoms into New Zealand litter boxes. And that was part of their advertising.
That's expensive. They just put them in, they put them out in the wild and that's it? I mean, I love that you're Googling it. You're like, I need to look into this.
Look at this, yeah.
It's even crazier when you think about the fact that 100,000 to New Zealand's like fucking, 5 million population? That's a lot.
Yeah, you're right.
They only have 5 million people there. We've got 355 million people here in America. So, that's a lot in comparison to their overall population.
You're right. America is too big.
They have 4.9 million people in New Zealand.
Yeah, so...
There's more people in Manhattan. Just Manhattan.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
It's pretty there. I want to see it.
Yeah, it does look pretty fun. And now they have free condoms. Let's go.
And bullets.
God, bullets are stupid.
I know. If that's
your thing, that's your thing, but that's just stupid.
Is it anyone's thing, really?
I don't know.
No one's like, bullets are my jam. They got a stupid pink one free when they bought some lotion at Hustler or something. No one buys those.
Man, remember that time we were all at Hustler?
Yeah, that was a great time.
It was.
That was a good time.
I'm super mad at myself for not buying the hat. Yeah.
Sushi got the hat?
Yeah. Sushi got the hat.
I got the hat, and I think it was worth every penny because I've worn it a bunch of times.
I should have bought that fucking shirt.
Yes, that fucking stupid mechanic shirt. Apparel that I got at the Hustler store. Thank you very much. I bought an inappropriate T-shirt, and I bought that stupid hat, and I had no regrets.
I forgot about the T-shirt.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about the T-shirt.
Yep, my T-shirt says, my couch pulls out. I don't.
That was a big hustler too.
It was.
It's like
It was. It was like 2 or 3 floors.
3 floors.
Yeah, it's a big ass hustler. And they like, cause like I remember the top floor was like literally only like adults. Like everyone could go in the bottom floor.
Yeah.
But, like once you start going up the
It
stairs,
was more like a Spencer's on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you start getting up top, and like, all right, this is.
It was like, oh, you mean it? Like you're about this life.
Here's where we keep the Dragonheart dildo shaped like Sean Connery. Shaped like Sean
No,
Connery.
they had the real life dolls up there. I remember looking at it. I was like, wow.
I forgot about the real life dolls. Yeah.
They had like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yikes.
You mean the scuba gear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had that scuba gear up there.
It was slightly alarming upstairs, but I was like, I'm an adult. I chose this. I walked in here.
We made
Stop
conscious
giggling.
decisions.
Yeah. And it was raining and it messed up my hair.
Oh, I don't remember that part.
I remember.
I don't remember that part either.
I was like, ah! So mad!
That seems like something you would do.
Good thing you had that hat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Got too late. Too little, too late.
So
that was my deception. I didn't win this week, but I made you laugh, and that's what counts.
yeah, either way, we get a good story. That's the best part about
That's
it.
true.
We either get a funny story that's made up or a funny story that's real. So
Sometimes they're both.
yeah, exactly. It's win-win. So
All right.
who wants
who's up with their relationships?
Who's got the ender? Who's got the? I feel like it's going to be Sam's got the ender. Well,
I feel like it's not.
mine's not a good ender, so let me get mine out of the way.
Okay.
Mine's not a good ender.
I'll be the sandwich in between.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay.
So mine is called my BF with my ex's name. For context, I lived with my ex. I called him T for 3 years, and we broke up. Rough and toxic breakup. But during our time together, we grew together, and he pretty much understand my humor as I go with his. We both shared his dark humor to crack at jokes that only we both understand. Or we can just look at each other and know that T is thinking right away. This is not an English first language, by the way. I'm assuming that anyway, the way it's written. Moving on from that relationship is all right because it was toxic anyway. So I met my boyfriend a year ago and find it hard to have a good communication when we're talking at first. But as time goes by, we both get a lot more comfortable and it finally feels normal again and we understand each other more. I'm so in love with this man. Let's call him A. Earlier today, we were...
Wait. T and A?
Yeah. You would think just use names. You know, like, just use names. But yeah, T and A. So T is the ex, A is the current.
Mm-hmm. Naturally.
Yeah. Earlier today, we were hanging out in his car because of pandemic. We can't really go anywhere. We were laughing about something, and I accidentally said, T, did you hear what she said? And I see death flashes before my eyes, but luckily A was busy laughing, and he didn't even notice I even say that. Why is this happening? T is not even in my head anymore, except for the flashback of bad stuff he did to me while we were together, but nothing romantic about him anymore. This is written, I don't mean to take away from this, but this is written like my live journal. Remember, like the when we were...
Oh my God.
Anyway, I find it super, like, why is this happening? T is not even in my head anymore. I'm going to get lost and become a wonder. I find it super weird to have slipped his name while I was hanging out with my boyfriend. Imagine if A heard it. I'm digging in my own grave. TLDR, I accidentally called my BF for my ex's name, and even though he didn't notice, I feel bad and I wonder why and how I even do that. So, I thought this was a thing that, like, I don't think this is really that bad. I think anybody who does it is going to feel way worse because everybody's going to feel guilty of that. But I think it is one of those things that, especially if you've lived with people, right?
Yeah.
For an extended period of time, there's just like a weird. This is akin to saying "I love you" to your teacher because you say it to your mom.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's just that weird, like, okay, goodbye, I love you. You know, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've done that to my friend's mom before getting out the phone because I used to call my mom because she lived in their house. So I'd always say goodbye, I love you. So I did that to my friend's mom before. You know, like shit like that happens. And I don't think, if this person, and if the guy didn't hear it, who gives a shit? You know, like, if you feel bad about it, that's I mean, you're going to feel bad about it. Who's not going to feel bad about it? Everybody's going to feel bad about it. But I wanted to read it more or less just because I think it's a thing that, like, I think people think is way more taboo than it really is. And it's not like, it doesn't mean you're thinking about the other person or thinking about anybody or anything like that. It's just like, there's like this weird thing with like human beings and not familiarity, but patterns.
Yeah.
You know, I can't think of the word but yeah, like repetition, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
So like.
I think you're looking at it from a common sense point of view. And I think just from being a woman that's been with irrational fellows from time to time, that some people would actually be mad about that.
Well, I can understand. Well, that's the thing. I know that people would be mad about it. But that's why I'm saying, I guess I'm just kind of saying, like, don't be, just understand that you're not.
No. And I love your perspective because that's where I'm at. Like, I definitely feel like that could just be a slip of the tongue. It's just like you weren't, like, it wasn't malicious, unless it was, but it doesn't sound like it was.
I mean, obviously, if you feel bad about it.
But there are really people who would be butthurt about that and be, like, mad.
Oh, that's just it. Like, I think it all comes down to the fact, like, she said 3 years. 3 years is a long time to be with somebody.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's so you got 3 years of whatever, and then, I mean, shit happens, man. Like, it's not, and at the same time, her feeling bad about it is already, like, I mean, I won't say that's a good sign, but I mean, like, she's aware of it. So, like, it's not like she's like, if she didn't mean to do it, okay, shit happens, you know? So, like, I just thought it'd be a thing to, like, kind of bring that to light in the sense of, like, there are people this happens to, like...
This is literally just something that happens when you are with someone for a very long time. Like, it has nothing to do with, like, oh, why is he in my head? He's not. You literally just...
He's not. It's just, like, it's saying, like, I love you to a teacher.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm with you. I agree. I just hope that the person that was on the receiving end knows that and doesn't actually get mad and, like, think about it.
Yeah.
This is... My mom, for a period of time, would get my name mixed up with the fucking dog's name. The dog's name was George, and she was always like, her reasonary excuse was, it's the J, like, cause AJ and George, you know, like, it's the J sound. That was always her reasoning. But I think it's just the fact that she talked to her dog all the time, and then, like,
never talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, hey, you know, my parents are divorced. I didn't live with her, so that was really nice of you to bring that up and be so mean about it.
I'm glad I could do that. Actually,
I hate it here.
But I mean, like, yeah, like, that shit happens, you know, like, it's just like, it's just one of those things where people slip up. Sometimes you'll call somebody a fucking cat's name, a dog's name, a fucking teacher's name, whatever. Shit happens. It's not that big of a deal.
Look, as the youngest, like, grandchild in you know, my family, like, I was always the and you're wait. Sam. Like, you know, like, even my brother's done it. He's mixed me and his daughter up, like, constantly, you know,
well,
like,
I mean, you guys are about the same age.
So, like, I mean, it's a thing. I'm not gonna lie, when I first read, like, what he was gonna read, I was like, oh, fuck, that's my worst fucking nightmare. Like, that's my worst nightmare.
But it is a slip of the tongue, like.
But it is. It's a slip of the tongue. Sometimes you're just you're talking so fast that whatever is in your head just slips out your mouth before you realize, you know, what is happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Before you, like, brain cells fire up even.
Exactly. So it was a slip of the tongue. I don't think there's anything to it. I don't think it fucking matters.
Somebody did say, oh, honey, he noticed. He just didn't say anything because he knew it was a mistake, a true accident, meaningless. And honestly, he probably noticed. But yeah, it's probably. Like, yeah, like I said, probably just was like, whatever. Like, it, again, this shit happens, and I think that's the important way to react. Like, either that, like, if you do notice, just, like, people joke about it, like, but, like, I think the people that overreact and get to that point of, like, how dare you fucking call me Scott?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My name's Brett.
Scott.
Brett Scottman.
Brett Scottman, not Scott Bretman. Why do you always get us mixed up? So yeah,
I'm with you.
That was mine. Just a simple thing, but, you know, something that's not talked about all that often, and
right.
I feel like isn't as rare as people think it might be.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, here I go.
Okay.
I chose to be lazy for a couple of months. Fiance says I need to do something.
Uh-oh.
Basically, I'm on strike because I didn't take trash out for 4 weeks to see if he would. I love a petty post. I love it.
I'm ready.
Weeks of trash bags piled up and nothing was taken out. We lived together for 6 years, and the first 2, he would help me cook, clean, buy groceries. I used to jog every night and draw on my free time after work. Since we did all those things together, everything seemed to get done quicker. Gradually, over time, he stopped cleaning and cooking, and all his chores was to load washing machines or take garbage out. This led to less and less me time and stopped jogging or drawing. I came home every day to just cook or clean. His reasoning was that the house was clean. Why even bother? It got to the point now this last year that I had to beg him to take the trash out or start the washer for me. His promises to do it later left me doing it all. Not once he helped me this year. I'm sorry, this is written really like fragmentedly. I'm not trying to be as dramatic.
The way you read it,
fragmented sentences, and I'm trying to like in my head translate it before it comes out. I stopped taking trash out and was washing clothes to see how long it would be before he pitched in. He never did. After 4 weeks of waiting, I did it and told him he had to help. I work full-time to contribute my share around here. I shouldn't have to do anything, in quotation marks. Yet we both work the same job, same hours. He then said, so I'm assuming he said that.
Okay.
He deserves a punch in the nose. He then says, this is just a shithole anyway. Why do you even care what it looks like? It's just a trailer. Because it's a home and it's your home and you live in it and we live in a society and fuck you. It's your home. You should be proud of it either way. Even if it's just a trailer. It's your trailer. No one needs to live in filth. So I then decided to stop doing anything and see what happens. Lately, he's done nothing but complain that the house is basically living in squalor, that I gave up on my looks and my art, and that I don't seem to want to do anything anymore. Can I punch this guy? Can I find him? I need a baseball bat all of a sudden. Then he says that I need to get healthy again and jog, lose weight. Oh no, he's getting snuffed. I bet you he's overweight. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? He has a bare belly and he wears fucking tank tops.
And he doesn't care about his house.
No. But she needs to lose weight and cook and clean. And he complains the house is too messy for him to stand and shouldn't have to clean up after me since I do any cooking in the kitchen. I made the mess. He expects me to clean it up. Sir, did you eat it? Did you eat the fucking food? Hate it here. Fucking hate it here. Because I don't want to cook or clean, I bought take-home pizza, Hot Pockets, and other easy, fast stuff. And he's mad. I'd rather have some cooked meals and continues to throw his garbage on the floor and then says that I made the mess because I bought food that takes a lot of waste. Are they just like putting Hot Pockets in the microwave and throwing the box on the floor? Like, I need to know how far this is going.
The quarantine has affected so many people.
It really has. Everyone's losing it.
Everybody's losing their goddamn minds.
They're losing their minds. Could you imagine taking a Hot Pocket out of the freezer and throwing the box on the floor? We live in a society. I'm trying to make a point to him that he does not help at all. I want to have a life of my own too. Yes, I gained weight, but I'm tired of doing what's responsible for my own. And whenever I talk about going to the gym, he says he won't go with me because he's fit, skinny. So I guess he's like naturally has a high metabolism, but he's not necessarily healthy.
Yeah.
I'm not. Now I have a belly starting, but his back is starting to go out, and he's a smoker for the last 3 years, and all he does is sit and game all day.
Why are you with him? What, like,
I don't know.
The more that she's writing this, I'm like, okay, if you get into the point with your relationship where we live in a fucking pigsty, I'm throwing shit on the floor and all this, and they're blaming you, just like, fucking
why don't you just, you wrote all of this out.
Change the locks.
You wrote all of this out. Just read it.
Yeah.
Read it.
Just read it back to yourself out loud.
Read what you
wrote. Read what you wrote, because just change the locks. Like, when he leaves, just... That's it, buddy.
When he leaves, just roll the trailer down the hill.
Cooking or groceries. I'm just sick and tired of devoting all my time to maintaining not just myself, but him too. Yeah, like you didn't sign up for a child.
Yeah.
You didn't try to like any type of like adult that needs to be parented. I can't. Like you got to go in the garbage can. I don't do all these things because I like it. I do it because it's part of a healthy life. Exactly. Like you shouldn't be throwing your, the plastic wrapper from like your wonton noodles or whatever on the floor. That's weird and gross. He is completely in denial of any blame here and continues to think it's my fault. He seems completely oblivious. And even when I talk to him about it, he just throws it back to me or makes excuses or promises that he doesn't keep. I even made an example of him and chose to do nothing for a couple of months. And now I'm the criminal. What else am I supposed to do? Edit 1. Oh, God, there are a lot of edits. Oh, my God. I do exercise 20 to 40 minutes, but not for lengths of time like I used to. Now that I have been on strike, I'm trying to get into shape and use this extra time to care for myself and enjoy my art, hobbies, and friends. The issue is I just want to have a supportive man at home and wants us to succeed and be the guy that used to go to the gym with me and help out at home. He used to do that, and all these changes gradually came to this. I don't know how to get them back. Okay, fair. Edit number 2. Thanks, guys, for all your support and thoughts. I think what I'm going to do is clean up the house, pack my stuff, and stay with my mom for a bit, and don't ever come back, and take a break from this. Going to confront him and telling him why I'm going. Fuck him. Whatever. Don't even tell him. Who cares? He knows. The evidence is around him. The evidence is astounding.
Also, if it's not your place, don't clean it up before you leave. Why are you cleaning it up and then
cleaning
leaving?
up for him?
Don't.
Why are you cleaning up for him?
No.
Leave him in squalor. Pack up your shit. Go to your mom's house. If he cares or respects me at all, I won't be coming back anytime soon unless he's willing to work as a team again. I've been feeling like this is not just disrespectful to me, but himself. It is. He doesn't respect himself either.
Yeah.
He doesn't take care of himself or his surroundings or me. I think he needs time to reflect on how this has affected the relationship. Either he won't figure it out and I just don't come back, or he takes the time and makes the relationship better. I'm done being miserable around someone who isn't trying. Edit number 3. We have an indoor porch, but it's not connected to the house, nor is it insulated. With being cold, any food product at all was frozen on the porch. As far as cleaning and packing up, I meant my stuff. I don't know what that means. As far as this relationship is concerned, it would take him a lot to get me back. I want to be alone. So why did you even write this post? I'm not sure. Like, we got there together.
We all succeeded in getting there at the same time.
We won, fam. We won. I'm not sure if I'm coming back at all, honestly, but at least one more thing that I am not being blamed for in the relationship failing. Okay, I kind of understand what she's trying to say. And also closure that I did what I could and it didn't work. I can feel that. I understand. I do have feelings, but part of me resents how things have been. Yeah, once you're at the point where you're resenting your partner, it's really just, it's done from there.
Right?
How do you get that? Honestly, really.
I don't think.
How do you get back?
I don't think you
once
can.
Once you're resenting someone,
I don't think
never
you can.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can. Resentment is not something that's like, because the thing is, there's no part of this where she can see his side because his side is literally wrong.
Yeah.
Like there's a big difference. If you resent somebody, then you realize, oh, it's wrongful resentment because they actually have a point. But he's just choosing to live in filth and
blaming her about it.
Blaming her and doubling down on it. So like that's not something that can be recovered from. Like
right. He wants a home cooked meal, but won't contribute. Like you're not her child. She did not birth you.
Here's the other thing too. I hate this whole like, oh, I want you to be healthy and I want you to get fit. Okay, cool. Come with me.
No, you want to be sexually attracted to me. That's what it is.
But then there's also the whole, well, come with me. No. Well,
yeah.
Oh,
okay. So why am I doing this?
So like we used to do this, but now we're not going to do this together because why?
Right.
Because you think this motherfucker ain't fit. He's
right,
just eating Hot Pockets.
He drinks G Fuel and eats Cheetos at his PC all day.
You fucking down in Red Bulls, dude.
Yeah. You're like planning a Warcraft raid.
I'm glad we all got there together because that was the number one thing that was a huge red flag. It's been 2 months. It's been 2 months. Why did it last more?
Trash on the floor.
Why did it last more than 2 weeks? Why did it last more than a week?
Right. Yeah.
Making Hot Pockets and throwing the box on the floor is...
No, that's too much.
And then being mad that he wants a home-cooked meal?
Yeah.
Better look up a recipe, sir. Do your hands work?
And she works and he doesn't?
Right.
From what I gather,
sir.
Yeah.
So part of me wanted to be hopeful, but now I know I handled it badly. You did not handle it badly. You stooped to, okay, I get the being petty part, but I think it was also like curiosity's sake, seeing how far it would go. I guess technically it's petty, but I'm not against being petty. Another part of me resents the relationship for making me this way. That's fair. I think we need counseling. No, you don't need counseling. You don't need to be with this person. And I need to see he can handle on his own. If he could be, first of all, you don't need counseling. If you could put money towards counseling, you could just get a maid, I guess. Right? Because really the issue is he doesn't want to do, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to. There's no counseling for that, right? Even if the counselor flat out looks him in the face and goes, "No, sir, you are wrong." He doesn't want to do it. He thinks it's beneath him, and that he's telling you he thinks it's your job.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's no counseling. That's just his opinion. He's a misogynist. Fuck him. If you really want to be with a misogynist, like whatever, that's up to you. Get a maid. Because you shouldn't be doing all of those things. And if you can afford counseling, just get a maid like once a week. Clean up under his ass. Because he literally thinks it's beneath him. He has said already, point blank period, why aren't you cooking? Why aren't you cleaning? Why are you letting yourself go? Fuck you. But I mean, she shouldn't be with him, but like, if it's worth it, I guess, if you really want to be with this like troglodyte. Ugh.
God.
He could be selfless, doesn't sound like it, and do things for others. Ooh, he does things for others and not for you? That's not good.
Oh, okay.
I want to know whose home it is.
Oh, yeah, like, did she move in there, or did they get together?
Yeah,
or
like, I just want to know whose name it's under.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That is an excellent point.
Because, like, if it's his home, then... Unfortunately, it's like, okay, you don't really have much, like, you're together, so it shouldn't matter. But, like, at the same time, if it's her home and he's fucking throwing trash on the floor and telling her to clean it up, nah, you're out.
Straight to jail.
Yeah.
Straight to jail.
Right?
Get in the bear.
Get in the bear.
Yeah,
If
he moved into her place, he needs to be locked away for life. He does not need to be out and about talking to people. Both sides suck. Think about it. So if she moved in there, he literally got into a relationship to have a maid.
Yeah.
Because he, up until that point, was taking care of himself, right? He had to eat. He had to like clean.
He was working out.
Right. He had to work out. He did like do bare minimum to stay alive.
He did the bare minimum
there,
he did the bare minimum to get a girl.
Right.
And then lock her down.
So if he got into a relationship and was like, hands off, I'm done, I have a lady friend now, get in the bear.
Get in the bear. He's toxic. Dump him.
Bear. Dump him. He's toxic. Either way, if I dumped him now, I just want time out of any relationship altogether and work on myself. All I feel, this was a toxic experience. It was. So moving to mom's and getting away for now or for good is best, at least to get out of the situation. And I think about long-term for myself. I think that's true. Yikes. Okay, this is what AJ was talking about. Why clean the house before you leave? Just leave.
Just get out of there. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Just get out of there. Why are you cleaning up for him? Are you going to go to BJ's and stock the fridge too? Get out of here.
You get out of there and you order him a pizza with a bullet so he can fuck himself.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And send him the bill all the way from New Zealand.
Yep.
That's a long ass delivery.
Yeah, you use his card to do it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was my story, guys.
Well,
you ready?
Bring us home, Sam.
My colleague tried to recruit me and my girlfriend to a cult. How do I deal with this on Monday morning?
Just another cultish Monday.
Okay, so OP is 29. The colleague is 35-ish. His girlfriend is 30. So basically, my colleague invited me to wellness course on the weekend. I thought it would be a nice chance to get to know her outside of work. The course was online. I'm very new to this job, and given that it's all remote work, it's been very hard to get to know people. Absolutely no interest in her romantically. I actually had my girlfriend take part in the course as well. Anyway, the quote master of the course immediately started using manipulative tactics on all the attendees. It has all the signs of being a cult. I have no doubt about it. I walked out after 45 minutes, but my girlfriend stayed on the chat. My girlfriend was keen to see if she could learn anything on mindfulness, and given that we paid a lot for the workshop, she wanted to get her money's worth. I listened in, and it was heartbreaking to hear them insult and humiliate my girlfriend while giving her just enough praise to keep her interested. Anytime she tried to leave, they would go on a 10-minute talk about how she wasn't living a full life, but she could if she took part in their weekly classes. We didn't bite, don't worry. But I have to chat with my colleague tomorrow. How should I approach this? She'll want to know why I didn't stick out the whole session and if I have any feedback. Should I be truthful and say what I think? Should I make it an excuse so we avoid any conflict? Should I tell her she's in a cult? Any advice is welcome.
Sorry, I'm losing it. Should you? I don't know. Yikes.
You're going to work, so I would say, you know what? Just keep it professional. Just, you know what? It's not for me. It's not for me. This isn't.
If you have to work with this person, then if you make it all dramatic, like, oh yeah, like you're in a fucking cult, then it's gonna be a whole drama thing.
Yeah.
If you just kind of like, we just weren't vibing with it. No big deal.
Yeah.
Thanks for the offer, though.
Yeah. 100%.
Like this wasn't, this wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. Bye.
Yeah. You're gonna approach this the same way you approach a pyramid scheme. I'm not interested. I just don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Because the second you literally say, you're in a cult to your coworker that you just started a job at, this is a brand new job, and you're doing it not face to face, right? Because they're working remotely.
Right.
Like that's a whole other thing in and of itself.
I mean, what's the difference really between a pyramid scheme and a cult? Yeah.
Nothing.
Like
Nothing. You're right.
Have either of you ever
been in a cult?
Seen pyramid, had firsthand experience with a pyramid scheme?
I mean, yeah.
I feel like maybe I shouldn't say that. I think organizations like the Boy Scouts are pyramid schemes. What?
That's fair.
I could see that, yeah.
So that would be my only experience.
Wait, so were you in the Boy Scouts?
No, I just think in general, I know I was in the Girl Scouts.
Yeah, I mean,
and it didn't last long. It was too mouthy.
Okay, so
who saw that coming?
For some reason, it doesn't. I just can't imagine there being like a Girl Scouts in fucking New York. Like, all right, Scouts, we're in the concrete jungle, and we're gonna teach you how to live.
I know. Like, what do you want me to do? I just think like I don't know. I'll keep some opinions of mine. I need to keep in my mouth, but
I'm
looking at you guys.
Far too many job interviews that turned out to be pyramid schemes.
Same.
Ooh, like what? Do tell.
There was one that I went to, and these were in Ohio. There was a couple I went to, and I usually stick through them because I'm just interested in seeing how it pans out. It's always the telltale signs when you walk into the job interview and you're dressed all nice and you're ready to go and you got your resume in your hand and shit and you're ready to talk, and then you see other people in there. And you're like, huh.
Yep.
Uh-oh. But there was one that I went to that they were promoting this red drink that had all of the health benefits of drinking red wine, but none of the alcohol. And you get your fucking
grape juice.
Basically. What's that fucking thing that everybody talks about? I about said Oxycontins.
Oh my god!
The Oxycontin that's in red. It's an O word. I can't think of it. It's like something in wine that people say is really good for you. It's like oxygen. I don't know.
Oh my god! I don't know.
It's the oxygen.
There's something. Regardless. Okay, so they're talking about how it has like that in it, right?
Okay.
And they're like, yeah, like this is, we're selling these. It's got a lot of great health benefits. It's great for you. It does all this. And then they tell the story how there was a woman just like us who came in, she just needed to make some extra money for her chemotherapy because it was very expensive and she had cancer. And yep. They were like, while she was here, she was great at what she was doing. She was making great sales, but she figured, she didn't want to just be selling something without trying it for herself. And, so she figured, why not just, try it myself and see how I like it. And sure enough, her cancer was gone. And
oh my God,
I literally raised my hand and I was like, so you're telling me you guys have the cure for cancer, but you're not like giving that out? Why isn't this being sold like in pharmacies, like everywhere? And they're like, well, no, you don't understand. It's, we have to be able to like, this is for dedicated individual, like it's not like start like
it's an elixir of life and only we know about it.
Yeah, it's always that bullshit.
Yeah.
They put up this chart that was not a pyramid, but it was definitely circles that you could draw lines to them connecting to be pyramids. So there was that, and it was sideways. So, it started off going left and then gradually opening up, getting bigger. Yeah. So it wasn't a pyramid.
This isn't a pyramid. This is an arrow.
Yeah, it's an arrow.
We're
drawn
boss
with circles.
babes.
Then there was another one that I went to at one point that was just another like weird sales bullshit where you're all the vice president. You all get to be the vice president. Everyone here's the vice president, You're the vice president. You're the vice president. We're all the vice president.
Mine was similar in the sense that I thought it was a job interview.
Because that's how they get people in.
As a matter of fact, it was one of those times where when they called me and asked me if I could come down, they wanted me to. They asked if I could come that day, and I was like, well, I don't know if I can make it. I might
like last minute like that.
Yeah, because at the time I didn't have my own car, so I was depending on somebody else to take me. So I was like, well, I don't know if I can get I don't know if I can make it today, but I could possibly do it, tomorrow or the day after or whatever. And
sure,
I can't remember exactly what they said to me, but essentially they were like, well, we really want to talk to you. They were just very convincing that they needed to talk to me that day. So I called.
You're looking for a job. You're like, okay.
So I called somebody and I was like, I really need to make it down there, right? So I go down there and. Of course, like AJ said, you walk into a room, there's 30 other fucking people. And I was like, well, this is new to me. I don't know what the fuck is happening. And so they take us back to another office one by one to have an interview. And I'm escorted to a part of I'm basically sitting at the secretary's desk right before I go in for my interview, and I look down and I see a Post-it note that's on her computer monitor, and no lie, word for word, what she told me on the phone to get me into the office was written on the Post-it note. I was like,
I'd be so mad.
I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Now I was young. I was not even 18. So I went back into the office, and this dude, I hadn't even had the interview yet. And this dude goes, we think you'd be a great fit. You haven't even fucking talked to me yet. And apparently it was to sell door to door a knife set.
Oh, no.
And I looked at this man and I said, you want me, a 17-year-old girl, to go door to door selling a knife set?
Think about what you're asking of me.
And he was like, we really think you'd be a good fit. Okay. So I just kind of went with it for the rest of it. And I went home and I was like, I don't know. I wasted it took 2 hours.
It's literally
oh yeah, it takes a lot of
that shit is antioxidants, by the way. That's what I was looking for. So not Oxycontin, but antioxidants.
Close.
There was an O.
But that shit is so infuriating because it's so predatory.
Yeah,
people out there who are looking for fucking jobs, and they come off and like they act like a lot of times they'll even do like a phone interview first or some shit. And it's like, okay, we'd like to bring you into the office. Get to cool. I'm like you're excited about it, and then it's like, cool. It's a fucking pyramid scheme. Like,
yeah.
I just always wonder, like when I'm like in the ones that I've sat through just for the story's sake, how many other people were doing the same, or how many people were like really like that's like they're at their absolute like last.
A lot of people are at their last fucking.
That
they're desperate.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So like I've been in positions in different points in my career that I'm the hiring person, and I would just say, I mean, obviously for not YouTube, anyone that's listening, maybe they're younger or they're just desperate times are going on right now. If you're coming across a situation where a company is calling you, come in right now, right this minute, right this now. It has to be right now. One, it's probably a scam because of obvious reasons, right? Because they're counting on the fact that you're probably desperate. Two, even if it isn't, good faith scenario, they are so disorganized you wouldn't want to work for them anyway.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
So even if they're not a scheme, if they're calling you hey, are you available right now? I don't know. This offer won't last long. Keep it moving, man.
Yep.
Keep it moving.
Yep.
There's nothing good about whatever they're doing.
Nothing's worse than when they know they're a pyramid scheme and they try to make it seem like it's not. Oh no, it's not a pyramid scheme. You just drew a pyramid. Yeah, but it's not a pyramid scheme. But you drew a pyramid.
Yeah, it's an isosceles triangle.
It's upside down though.
Yeah.
Not a pyramid, it's an isosceles
See, everything starts at the top and trickles down instead of starting at the bottom and trickling up. Yeah. See? Not a pyramid scheme.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. They'll say some bullshit like, it's not a pyramid because look, even if we draw it out, you see, this is us supporting you. We're holding you above us. And we just support 3 people, and then you support 3 people.
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine me recruiting 3 people to sell kitchen knives with me?
I'll do it. I think the 3 of us should do it. Let's go.
Come on, army of just carrying around a fucking briefcase full of knives. Yeah, that doesn't look fucking weird.
Wait, you can get paid to do that? I've just been doing that for fun.
Oh, well.
Here's the thing.
It's possible.
We all know as people who make shit on the internet, it's hard enough getting your closest friends and family to fucking take part in the things that you genuinely enjoy and that you want to share with them, let alone trying to get some people to do some bullshit that they know is fucking a job.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I can't even get people to fucking watch some shit if I wanted them to, let alone like, hey, come work for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's true.
And the people who do it are very deceptive. Mm-hmm. They're very deceptive. They'll
predatory.
They'll never fucking admit it, but they're very deceptive when it comes to that shit.
Yeah. Oh, and they'll get really upset if you try to call them manipulative.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I worked with a girl.
They'll gaslight the fuck out of you.
I worked when I was. This was like almost right afterwards too. When I worked at Taco Bell, I worked with a girl who, her and her mom were involved in this fucking pyramid scheme. Now, I don't even fucking remember what it was. I can't remember if it was like vitamins or something. This was years and years ago. I have no idea what the hell it was. But she was always trying to get me to come in and fucking like, oh, you really got to do this. You really got to do this. And I looked at her.
The essential oil person or something.
I don't even know. I looked at her and I was like, I work at Taco Bell. I'm not falling for this bullshit.
Oh my God, I just had a repressed memory. I have had an experience with a pyramid scheme. Oh my God, wow. It's weird how the brain like puts shit away and files it for later.
You see, this is the same as calling a fucking ex by a different name.
Yeah.
It is. It's just like it's in the back of my noggin somewhere. So I had almost the same exact story as you, Sam. At one of my first jobs, I worked at TGI Fridays, and I was a hostess. And I was like dumb and 16 or something like that. And there was this girl that I was becoming like buddy with, but she was a little bit older than me, like a little bit too old to be buddy with like a 16 or a 17-year-old. Like she was probably like 20, you know? Not too far off, but it's like, why do you want to hang out with me?
Yeah.
But now that I'm an adult, I get it. So she was like, oh my God, do you want to get coffee one day? Like, you're totes fun to talk to. And I was like, yeah, I'm a dopey fucking teenager. This 20-year-old with a car wants to hang out. Sick. So I go to fucking coffee or whatever the fuck it is. And she's like, well, I want to introduce you to like this, whatever the fuck she was trying to sell. And it was a very similar situation like that. But I knew it was a pyramid scheme. I was like, ma'am, I'm upset.
Yeah.
Like that you thought, like I was naive, but I'm not stupid. I thought you wanted to get frappuccinos and go to the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really funny. Like that was in there. Whoa. I don't remember what she was selling though. I don't remember.
I know that's the thing is their products are always non-rememberable.
Yeah.
It's fucking except for those knives. I'll never forget those fucking knives.
The only one I remember is the fucking
the grape juice.
The grape juice, yeah.
The fucking Kool-Aid.
The cancer curing grape juice full of fucking Oxycontin.
Oxycontins.
The rebranded Welch's.
Yeah.
Does Welch's know about this? Does Welch's know that they're selling the cure for cancer?
Right?
Sir, this is Ocean Spray.
Yeah.
And this is Kroger.
You can't just put new labels on the bottles in the CVS, okay?
You can't just buy that shit from fucking Costco and relabel it, all right? You can't do that. That's illegal. All right? You can't be passing this shit out.
You charlatan! Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Well,
That was a deep dive.
that was a deep dive.
was.
Yeah.
We had repressed memories there.
Right?
Oh, my God. They really came out. I was like, wait, no, this story sounds very familiar.
You'd be laying in bed tonight thinking about all the cults you accidentally joined.
Yeah, I am.
I know.
Everyone, all of us.
All of us.
All of us.
I wonder how that I wonder how old Culty Joe's doing. And Culty Jim.
Doesn't Jared Leto have a cult?
I don't know. It's possible.
Probably.
He tries to look like Jesus all the time, so.
Yeah, he looks culty.
Yeah, he got that cult look to him.
Yeah, he has a
Got
very
that cult-
Ted Bundy thing going
Got
on.
that cult
with him.
beard.
Yeah, he does. He has the cult beard, cult haircut. There's a look, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got the long scarves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hippie cult.
He's really too into himself. He's very into himself.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that's never a good sign.
If you ever, you should definitely, if you ever want something interesting to watch that documentary about the Nexium cult.
Oh my God.
Nexium? Like the heartburn?
No. The
Like-
cult. The cult where the women would recruit other women. And then like they would end up branding them.
It involved that woman Allison Mack, the actress from Smallville.
Yeah.
She was one of the highest.
What?
She's one of the highest ranking members of the cult. She literally branded other women with her initials.
Yes.
Branded them.
Like a cow?
The
Yes.
cult's logo is literally the dude and hers like initials mixed up.
Yeah.
And these women
What?
are branded.
Wait, hold up. What the fuck are you talking about?
This
my
all
God,
happened
ma'am.
in the last like year, and the guy's name is like Steve Ranieri or something like that. And he insisted everyone calls him Vanguard.
Stop it. Shut up. Shut up.
You have to
It's so
watch
interesting.
this
You gotta watch
documentary.
Is it on Netflix?
It's on one of the streaming services.
I have to look.
Yeah,
I'll send it to
the
you.
link. Yeah, you have to watch.
I know
it.
one of the good ones is on HBO Go.
Yeah, the one we watched had like 6 episodes.
Okay.
It's like a good deep dive because they talk to the. But yeah, like Allison Mack is gonna go. Either she is or going to go to prison or like. I mean, it's crazy because like
I think she is in prison.
seeing this like. She tried to recruit other actresses into it.
Yeah. So she tried to get a hold of Emma Watson. She tried to get a hold of Emma Watson.
She also tried to pull in the other actresses from Smallville.
Yeah.
That played alongside her, and they were like, "What the fuck?"
Actually,
Like,
one of them. I didn't watch Smallville, so I don't know which one it is. I can see her face, but one of them, like went in, but she got out like right before anything happened. But yeah, they would literally brand these women. Yeah.
And the funny thing is oh my God, Sushi, you're gonna crack the fuck up when they talk. Okay, so everybody who talks about like this Steve Ranieri guy, right? Like everything that he claimed that he's done. Oh my God, you would fucking die. Because yeah, like they're saying like, yeah, you know, he was a concert pianist at 3. He'd already mastered like 16 languages.
He was in Mensa.
He's like they're saying Harvard's saying he's got one of the highest IQs ever recorded. All this shit, right? And then you see this fucking man.
And it's exactly everything you would ever think a dude like that would look.
Okay.
I don't even know how to spell his fucking name.
You had it.
Like,
there.
It might not be Steve Ranieri. It's something Ranieri, though. Oh, that's not him. But yeah,
that's
like,
wild.
it is. Oh, here he is. I got him. This is just. We need to get your reaction live on the podcast here.
Oh my god! If anyone's wondering why I'm silent, it's because I'm fucking speechless right now.
This is
Keith Raniere.
Keith Raniere, yeah. There he is.
That's exactly what I thought. You were okay, in my head, I was picturing that face for sure, but maybe balding. But yeah, that still tracks.
Imagine,
look at that Scott-ass haircut he got.
Imagine looking at that and going, Vanguard. My name's Vanguard.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and the way they spelled Nexium was all like Roman numerals. It's NXIVM. Like it is a fucking wild ride that you need to experience.
It was a sex cult.
It was a sex cult.
Yeah,
it was a sex cult.
They literally were sex trafficking people.
It's heartbreaking.
Oh, October 2020, he was sentenced to 120 years.
That's right. Yeah.
So this is all like, this is all unraveling recently.
Mm-hmm,
like,
Yep.
And this is the one where they branded people, or
yes,
different?
This is the one with Allison Mack.
Mm-hmm.
Any type of woman that recruits
She's a waiting
for sex trafficking.
Yeah.
And they need to be strung up by their thumbs and left for the crows. You know, like I cannot. A woman that's recruiting for a sex trafficker, like get that pick me bullshit out of here.
Bruh, I don't know. It's such a small part, but do you remember in the Star Wars trilogy, was it the technically third one, where they go back and give the babies, or is that the second one?
The babies.
Yeah, they give the babies to the uncle.
Oh, that's the prequel third.
Okay, so in that movie, the woman who plays the mother, the aunt or whatever, who gets the babies, she got recruited by a dude, like a filmmaker, who she was really good friends with, and they got married while they were in the cult. But if you watch the documentary, they talk about how she was the first one who really started like the snowball reaction of leaving, because she was like, what the fuck are we actually doing? It's incredible. You have to watch the documentary.
Yeah. So Allison Mack was the second in charge of this too.
Yeah.
Like imagine going from like you work on Smallville for 10 years and it's like, okay, you work on this DC property, you go on the CW or whatever the fuck is all the time. Like you got a good little foot in the industry. She went on to be on Wilfred, that show on FX with fucking Elijah Wood, where he like imagines the dog and stuff. She was like his love interest in that. You know, she was doing decently well, like in Hollywood. So how do you go from like having this success to suddenly, becoming the fucking second in charge at a fucking sex cult? Like it's insane. Man, we went way off topic here, but whatever. All you guys can go look at that too.
Hey, it's Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, even though it's
Happy Valentine's Day. We're talking about sex trafficking.
I mean, yesterday we just watched fucking Society, which was cracking me up with how you kept saying we live in a society. Because, oh my God, we watched Society yesterday, and Billy kept saying that. Did you know what Society is, Sushi?
No.
It's a 1989 fucking, I guess you'd call it a horror film, but basically it's got like this, like the society is like this like sex orgy cult where they all like merge together and eat people, and it's like the rich and the wealthy are like a part of the society, but they keep saying like, yes, we live in a society, and you just,
oh my God. Okay, that's
so
funny.
that's fine. You know, you just kept saying it. No, I was resisting the urge to laugh at that, but
it's funny. That's funny and a fun coincidence.
It is a fun coincidence. Well,
guys, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Hope you all enjoyed this extra long episode.
I know, right?
Extra long.
Lord. Okay.
Because I love talking about cults.
Yeah. We'll have to do a whole cult episode at some point.
God.
We gotta do.
Maybe we should.
I love it.
Oh my God! What if we do a cult episode where I like translate everything into VATs.
All right, we have to go.
Okay, we gotta
go. We gotta go. I'm gonna stop him right there. I'm gonna stop him.
See you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.